Back again with these comments. I had to leave off and come back because there's so many. Not so many, but just I've neglected them, I know, and I'm sorry for that. I'm making up for it now. Got a couple of spots here, which is nice. Makes me look better. Not if I can remember where I got to. Chrysalie. I've asked female friends if they think guys who masturbate to porn are weirdos or failures. They usually respond by simply that they thought all men do it. Okay, well, all men do it for the most part. Yes, it's because it's so socially acceptable. But is it doing damage to you? From my experience, it is. It definitely is, 100%. Especially with porn, it upsets it lessens your dopamine receptors, right? So you don't have the ability to deal with life. You don't have that dopamine release when you're socializing because you've abused that system by watching porn, which gives you a huge spike of dopamine, bigger than heroin, as I've said before, a bigger spike than taking heroin. So it's basically like being a drug addict. So do you want to be a drug addict and anxious, and it feeds social anxiety, having no dopamine receptors? That feeds that social anxiety. You have to reset those, and then your anxiety will reset to normal. And it's also like what you think of yourself. If you're sitting there jerking off to, the most diabolical shit you can imagine, you're not going to feel too proud of yourself, are you? You always feel guilty afterwards, don't you? You know why? You're wasting your life-giving energy, that's why. That's your life-giving energy. It contains so much. You have to learn to redirect that up your spine and be like Jesus. He walked on water. He was the master of his sexual energies. I've said that many times. I'm not going to repeat it again. Well, I probably am. Never mind. I subbed and well, thanks for that. And I appreciate the comment. And that was on Daily Vlog 13, that comment. Okay, next comment is from Jeans423 on Black Pill Talk Part 3. Thank God, a MGTOW who actually wants to better himself and is not just a failed pickup artist. No, I've never been a pickup artist. I've never even tried asking a girl out except online, and I went pretty hard on that, but failed. I always thought I was arrogant and entitled because of my suffering that I'd experienced, so I thought women would come to me and ask me out. But that never happened. That never happens to anybody, even a male model. Well, actually, a male model probably would have that happen. That generally doesn't happen, so unless you're just, 10 out of 10, which I'm not even close. So MGTOW is about being someone of Roman virtue, yes. Being able to do that, i.e. be the master of morality and not be a slave to satanic consumerist society and belligerent narcissistic women. Yes, that's true. That's a good sentence. You have to master your sexual desires, so you're not a slave to the pull that women have over men. You have to rise above that, so you can, and that shows them that you're above that, and makes you more desirable to them. By showing that you're above that you've transcended above that. Because what are you if you're just obsessed with sex? You're just a maniac, sex obsessed maniac. It's like a drug addict. It's no better than a drug addict. You're seeking that dopamine spike. You're a thrill seeker. You're not knowing yourself. You have to know yourself with pleasure. Pleasure and pain have to be kept in line. You have to temper both. You can't swing with one. It's going to swing back to the other. Pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain, swings from one to the other. So you have to keep it in the middle, both pillars to support the temple of the body and the mind and the spirit. Someone responded, "Hey, that's me, your mama's mama, mass on that made it." The thing is though, this guy lives in his head. It's better to be a failed pickup artist than someone who just stays in their head and has never approached a woman. Yes, he's never talked to a woman in a romantic or pickup way. Also, he is a slave to narcissist women. He pedestalizes women. I don't find a woman who's not on the same wavelength as myself. Yeah, well, you won't find one if you don't talk to one. I can take criticism. That's fair criticism. Yeah, I do live in my head a lot, definitely, and I'm trying to get out of my head, and it helps even with weightlifting. You have to get out of your head. If you're in your head and you're weightlifting, you You can't perform at your peak. You have to get out of your head and into the body. You have to go out and do stuff. That's why going for a walk helps. It gets you out of your mind. You're walking, you're experiencing nature and elements around you. That's why it's important to get out and get fresh air, definitely, and put yourself out into the world. Not It's such good health benefits from the sun as well, but here we get, like, in the winter we don't get much sun, so it sucks. But in the summer I'll be getting out in the sun, getting the tan, and getting out a lot more, and staying off the computer so much, and approaching women. I will be approaching women once I get my nose fixed, 100%, without fear, with confidence. But I'm gonna get to know them first. I'm not just gonna, jump into a relationship with the first woman that I come across, because I'm not pedestalizing women. I'm thinking I'm searching for a woman who's similar to me. That's the difference. Similar to me, and, has been through similar experiences as me. That's what I seek in life. Someone to love and care about, and who loves and cares about me in return. Obviously, it's what everybody wants. How's that? That's not really pedestalizing women. Pedestalizing women would be saying, "Oh, they're queens. You can't do any wrong. They're better than us. Oh, don't say anything against them." That kind of thing. That cuck stuff. But I'm not a cuck. I'm seeking a similar-minded individual to form a relationship with, who I can relate to and resonate with on the same frequency. And I have to talk to them. Yes, I have to get to know women to find that, definitely. And that's something I haven't done in the past, because I was too proud and arrogant, and I had social anxiety as well, so I was afraid in some ways. But I was always better talking to women, strangely, than men. I don't know why. I didn't feel fear once I was talking to them, so I don't have that problem. Luckily, I don't have a fear of talking to women. I can talk to a woman, no problem. Especially now that I'm practicing NoFap and I'm not so sexually caught up in the sex aspect, and seen past that illusion. I've seen past the illusion of makeup and fancy hair and fake hair and nails and, clothing and shit like that. In reality, they're just humans like you and me. Obviously, we're all human. We have blood flowing through our veins. We have thousands of bacteria living on us, on our skin, inside us. Millions, billions and billions of atoms inside us. Each of us are a universe in ourselves. On the subatomic level, if you zoom right in on the cell, on the subatomic level, it looks like the universe. It's the same exact setup and patterns as in the universe. So we're each a universe, and we live inside a universe, a bigger body. That's one theory. And there's bigger bodies outside that. And then it links together in a figure of 8. Anyway, I went off on a tangent there. Definitely have to get out and talk to people, and that's one of my main goals in 2019, is to get out there and start going on dates, because I've never even been on a date in my life, so that's pretty sad. At 31, I've never been on a date. I have to put myself out there. I have to put myself out there on apps, whatever. I have before, but it didn't really go anywhere. But I have to put more effort into that, and that's what it's all about. You have to put the effort in. If you don't put the effort in, you're not going to get the return. It's the same in anything in life. You have to put that effort in. You have to put yourself forward. Next one is from Bob Darbo on 31-Year-Old Virgin video. God cares about you, and that's all that matters, man. Well, I sure hope so. But he certainly does test us. He certainly has tested me, but he tested me because of my pride and arrogance. That's why, yes, I had a bad attitude, definitely had a bad attitude. And he's punished me for that, big time. But then again, I did go through child abuse, so maybe, as I said, my attitude developed from that, and my fear of people developed from that, because I saw people as a threat, because that's how I was brought up, under threatening conditions. So that's what creates social anxiety to a large extent. But jerking off and porn also caused the dopamine receptors to be low, which causes anxiety and social anxiety. So it's just a perfect storm of shit. Then Bill Clinton replied, God wouldn't make someone mentally suffer and rot in loneliness like this if he loved them. It's that can be true also, but at the same time, God does test us, and maybe you're paying for past karma. You could have past life karma. I don't know if you believe in karma, but I do. And it says, I have a little book that says you should endure your karma pleasantly and kindly, and lightly. You shouldn't try and drag others down. That's what I did. I tried to drag others down to my level of depression, and that's why probably I paid the price I did of loneliness and suffering. A lot of it was self-imposed, yes, for my bad attitude. You just gotta stay positive. No matter what anybody says or does, you have to stay positive. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have a vision, a goal, a direction, and you have to head for that direction. And never mind anybody that gets in your way or tries to drag you down. You don't try and drag anybody down. You concentrate on you and you alone, and focus on where you're going and what you want in life. That's it. There's nothing else you can do. All you can do is take care of this one. This is the one you need to take care of. You can't take care of everything outside yourself. Only this one. Body is a temple. Take care of that first and foremost. And yes, I got a reply. Shas Sevenford. Well, he is making progress to become the better version of himself. Yes, that's true. I just said that. That's crazy. So I'd say all the shit that has been given to him more or less pushes him to become a better person. Yes, that's it. You see, you have to be that way. You have to be resilient. You have to overcome these things. God tests us, as he says. God tests us with all kinds of hardships so that we can learn from it and become better. This is the reality of life. Have a nice day and God bless. So yeah, we're here to learn lessons. We're here to be tested, definitely. This is a testing realm. Life is a test, I think. Will you pass or fail? So far I've pretty much failed, yeah, but I'm trying to get back on the path to salvation and pass the test. Well, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? At the end of the day, because you're not going to be here forever, are you? Where are you going to be forever? That is the question. I don't have an answer to that, but I have my past beliefs, I have my current beliefs, but my mind is always open, and I keep it open, and you have to keep it open to new ideas. If you don't, you're a fixed person and you can't change. You have to be able to change. And then Bob Darbo says he's only going through this because of lust. Why should God help a sinner? Jesus helped sinners all the time. God helps sinners, he says, as long as they ask for forgiveness. Everybody's a sinner. We're born sinners. And yeah, pornography addiction is lust. Yes, definitely. I fell into that trap big time for years. And that was probably part of the punishment, yes, because I fell into that trap. And that was satanic, definitely. I was just brainwashed in that mindset of lust, but now I'm turning it around. I'm not lustful anymore at all. I have no desire anymore for that. This is what makes NoFap easy. You have to have this mindset. You have to see through the illusion. You have to see through the brainwashing that's fired at you through TV, through movies, through entertainment, all that sorts of entertainment. It's fired at you, this message that sex is everything in life, but it's not. It's just, sex is merely to create children, to create offspring, to reproduce. That's it. Bottom line. Okay, Bill Clinton says, wanting to be loved and loved by someone is lust? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's what I want now. But in the past I was lustful, so paid the price for that, definitely, big time. And I wish I could take that back. It's another thing I wish I could take back, but you have to move on and do the best you can now and build up from here now. So don't let the past drag you down either. Next one is from Cleo, who says, this is sad, on the 31-year-old virgin, how it happens video. Yep, it is sad, but it's a true reality for some of us, and it's our own choices really at the end of the day, whether we want to admit it or not. But also we can blame what's happened to us, but people that succeed have bad things happen to them, right? And they put that bad experience under them, and it drives them to be even better. Whereas people that end up like me let problems get on top of them and weigh them down. It's just a mindset. Get those things under you to drive you forward. Don't have them on top of you, weighing you down. Simple. Put the shit in your garden and the flowers grow. Bury the shit on top of your head and you're gonna drown in shit. That's the facts. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm trying my best with these analogies. It comes from Ajahn Brahm, the bury the shit in the garden one. So just look him up and listen to his talks. They're really good. Helped me a lot. Alright, next one from Fernando Pox on Daily Vlog 11. Man, I'm struggling so much with NoFap. I only make it to 2 days. I'm 30 years old. The most I've done is 2 weeks of NoFap, but then I retake it like a wild animal. Love the idea of sexual energy as life energy that can be transmuted. I must take that into account. Yeah, research the Kundalini. Watch, there's a really good video on the Great Arcanum, it's called, on YouTube. Just watch that video. It's the best video that can explain all this stuff. How to redirect the sexual energies. Really, you need a partner to do it, but you can do it on your own. It's possible. Keep making videos, please. Yes, I will. And thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. As for you struggling with NoFap, I was the same for years, yes. And I was lustful for years, just like you are. You say the most you've done is 2 weeks, but then I retake it like a wild animal. So it's like you have a huge sex drive, but what is that based on? It can also be diet related. I see, like, I get a lot more fiery in my loins from like eating sugar. So if you eat a lot of sugar, it's gonna cause that burning in your body and gonna inflame your loins. Even alcohol can cause it. So I would just eat clean and treat your body like a temple, and see through the illusion of sex, because sex is, I mean, look at sexually transmitted diseases. Look at disgusting stuff. Look at stuff that's going to put you off it. And then look at parasites even that live inside people. Look at operations done on people. Just anything to break free of that mind. You know, that mindset that has you caught up in being an addict, a drug addict. Basically, you're a drug addict for pornography. You're a drug addict for jerking off. You have to get out of that mindset. You have to break free of that mindset. You have to break that programming. It's all programming. As I said, it's in movies, it's in music, it's on TV. All that sexual programming, that sex is above everything. It's to keep you under control. It's to keep you down. And men are the most controlled by it, and they want to control men the most. So you have to break free of that and take charge of yourself. Take charge of your sexual energies and be strong. Don't give in to your weaknesses. Be a strong man. Be disciplined. Discipline is the greatest strength. So I hope that helps in some regard. I've talked about it before in other videos as well, so you can go back and watch those. But I will keep making videos. I know I have been neglectful of it, but I will do more in-depth videos on all this stuff. I'll just address this one from M. Arfa. Why are you getting your nose fixed? I did respond with, because it's broken deviated septum and hump on it here. Affects breathing and looks, as you can see. So for practical and physical reasons, it's worth it to me, as it's always been my biggest insecurity, and it has. So, especially in bad lighting, I still haven't uploaded a video of me in bad lighting with this. Not really bad lighting, like I've had some videos that didn't have the best lighting, but so yeah, I'm getting that fixed, and I've only had one consultation so far, and they sent me out a letter, so now I have to wait. I phoned them up and said I don't have, like, they sent me a letter out to say, do you have a therapist? Can you put me in contact with your therapist? And I said I don't have a therapist. I phoned them up and said I don't have a therapist, and they said alright, that's fine. I don't know what's going to happen now. They were supposed to talk to the other guy there's two doctors, you see. There's one that deals with the hump and one that deals with the septum, so he has to talk to the guy that deals with the septum, and they haven't even addressed that yet. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks, so I don't know what's going on there. Alright, next comment from Woljang. Oh my god, you spent so much money on random shit. LOL. From Hermit Room Tour. Yep, I spent a lot of money on stupid things, like I wasted so much money. It's so depressing. I also got scammed out a lot of money from cryptocurrency like Nano. I bought a load of Nano and bought a load of cryptocurrency. I invested 5,000 quid into cryptocurrency, and I lost 80% of it. Should have never got into crypto. I knew it wasn't backed by anything, and I told myself, don't buy into this, but the hype got me. I got caught up in the hype. I got hooked. A fool and his money is soon parted, and then it makes the scam artists that run these things, they get rich. Oh well, what can you do? Next one from Ven Ada, just a short and sweet one. Looking good, James. Less than 3. Well, I do appreciate that. I appreciate the comment. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. LA on 31-year-old forever lone virgin. Dude, there's nothing wrong with you. You're intelligent and sensible. You're not the only one who's experienced these problems. I'm 35 and find it difficult to find a relationship. Don't be hard on yourself. I know I'm not the only one. That's a huge problem among men. I guarantee it these days, especially with feminism, as I've said before. You don't want to blame anything. You want to better yourself, yes, but at the same time, the world isn't a perfect world. It's not a fair world either. You have to deal with that. A man can deal with that, though. You have to be a man. You have to not be afraid to be a man. That's what feminists want. They want you to be afraid to be a man.